Welcome to the show, and please don't forget to like and subscribe and ring that bell for all our future updates. On this episode of The American Landscape, we're off to see Renee Harper in Bisbee, Arizona to see the Bisbee After Dark, a ghostly tour on wheels. Bisbee is just 24 miles from Tombstone, Arizona, 90 miles from the Gala Sonora, Mexico, and 99 miles from Tucson, Arizona. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show. One country, 50 states, and many roads. It's all about the American road trip. So please join me, and together we'll visit roadside attractions, fascinating museums, unique landmarks, and offbeat points of interest.
Hi, welcome to the Wrigley Mansion. Come on in.
Welcome to the Museum of the Forgotten Warrior.
But most importantly, we'll experience the inspiring people and grandeur of the American landscape. Renee?
Yes.
Hey, I'm Greg.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, and thank you for having us.
Of course.
So what are we doing tonight? What's the official name? Where are we,
We're in Bisbee, Arizona, and I am taking you guys on the Bisbee After Dark tour, which is our cart-driven ghost tour here in Bisbee.
Awesome. Now, is there a walking version?
There is. It just left right
Okay.
over there. And yeah, we have a walking tour, we have a cart tour, we have a pub crawl.
Oh,
we do
that'd be
all
fun.
kinds of historic, ghostly, scary tours here.
So what days you operate? How much does it cost?
We do our tour 7 nights a week. Yeah.
All year round?
All
weather
year round.
Permitting?
We will do it rain or shine.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great.
So we only cancel during monsoons if there is a lightning and thunderstorm and it's a little dangerous.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, we stick on schedule.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And then how long is the tours usually?
It depends on which tour you take.
Okay.
So the one we're going to be taking usually takes about an hour, and the walking tour takes about an hour and a half. Our pub crawl takes about 3 to 4 hours.
And does everybody make it to the end of the crawl?
No.
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 You leave when you are
Yes.
inebriated or can't move anymore?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's
Yep.
fun. That's fun. All right, well, lead us to your chariot, and let's see what goes on in this town.
We're gonna head this way.
All right.
Bisbee was founded in 1880. It was named after one of the financial investors for the Copper Queen mine, though Judge Bisbee never set foot in town.
Really?
Yeah, during its heyday, it was one of the largest cities in the region here. And the residents here consisted of miners, business owners, and ladies of the evening. There was very little law enforcement and very few children, just like today. In 1975, the mines closed. That's when all the miners moved out, all the artists and hippies moved in, buying their homes from anywhere between $100 and $5,000, which is usually the scariest thing on the tour, are those home prices. So this is the Bisbee Inn. There is a story in the 1960s. A couple boys were running home after seeing a movie at our Lyric movie theater, and their home was up and behind this building. They ran up the stairs on the side of the building, turned to the left, and as they did, a ghost, an apparition, walked out of a door in the back, put her hand out like this, and the boys got so scared they turned around, started running back down the stairs. The same time a rock slide occurred over the wall, and they believe that she saved their lives that day.
Interesting. Now, anybody of particular note of who they thought the ghost might be, or just somebody that saved them from being?
Well, there's different theories. So there is a woman in the building that haunts one of the rooms in the back. People say she smells like perfume. They think it could be her. There's another one that's like seen hovering in the corners of rooms, looking very beautiful. We don't know if it's the same one, but I believe it is. Now, this room right here, room number 11, guests who put their toiletries on the shelf above the sink, the ghost likes to throw them off and slam the bathroom door shut. A lot of people believe it's the ghost of a miner, which haunts that room. The corner room on the top floor right there, it's room number 23. It's really room 13. My favorite ghost in all of Bisbee haunts that room. It is that of the ghost cat.
Oh, awesome.
Yes, and the story behind the ghost cat is really sad. But about 20 years ago, there was a feral kitty that would try to sneak inside the hotel. And they would shoo it away, and it would go next door to what used to be a bar, and they had no problem letting the cat in the bar. And so this one night, the cat tried to get inside the hotel. They shooed it away. It went next door, walked downstairs, accidentally locked itself in the storage room where it starved to death. Now, the day after they found the cat's body, they started to get ghost cat reports in room 23. So, cat finally made it inside the hotel. Yay! Guests staying there had felt the cat walk on the bed. Others have felt it curl up next to them and start purring.
Interesting.
Children who have stayed there have seen the cat. They told us it was a calico cat. The previous owners to the building confirmed that indeed it was a calico cat. I had a friend who came to Bisbee, and my friend Liz hates cats. She's like deathly allergic to them. So when she came to visit, she happened to get room 23. And so I warned her, there's this ghost cat which apparently haunts the room. The next morning, we got together for breakfast, and she told us she was awoken in the middle of the night to a cat scratching at the window. Yeah, she then said it probably wasn't a cat, it was probably the tree scratching against the window. And if you look, there it is.
Yeah, there's nothing up there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
Whoa. Thank you. Oh, wow, this is cool. This is still operating today as a hotel. We can reserve rooms. Nice.
The new owner, John Michaels, he's totally revamped the hotel and has given it a whole different feel, which is amazing. So a lot of the inspiration for the building, the renovation of the building, is to pay homage to the opium dens that were here in Bisbee. And there's a photo of one of the old fires.
It seems like they happen a lot in towns
They
like
do.
this.
Yeah. So this is Main Street. This is where the miners would come to get their everyday errands run, from going grocery shopping to buying fabric to going to the bank. Which brings us to our second location, the Miners and Merchants Bank. It's that building with the two pillars. Previous owner to the Miners and Merchants Bank had a similar type store there, and he turned one of the vaults, which is in the basement, into his office. And after he would close for the day, he'd go into his office, do his paperwork, count his money, and he began to hear noises coming from upstairs. He described these noises as glass breaking and bodies being dragged around. Thinking that he was being burglarized, he came upstairs, and when he got there, no one was there and nothing was broken. So he went back into the vault, continued doing his work, and he began to hear these noises again. Came upstairs, no one was there, nothing was broken. This began happening night after night after night, so he decided to research that building. And what he found out was that that entire side of the street burnt down twice. The last time was in 1908. And he believes that a gentleman who perished in the fire now haunts that building.
And what time period is this happening?
The late 2000s.
Oh, so,
yes. So very recent.
Yeah.
So the question is, what do you do when you have a haunted business besides capitalize on it?
Sell it, move?
Very good.
Yeah.
That's what he did. He downsized, he moved up the street. That did not get rid of his ghostly friends, and the story is to be continued. Dun, dun, dun. This photo right here.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, was taken by one of our guests on the old Bisbee Ghost Tour, our walking tour. And that photo was taken of the building across the street.
Oh, the one I'm seeing is very cool looking.
Yeah. And that is the Bisbee Grand. It burnt down in the fire of 1908. And they rebuilt it using brick and cement so that it could never burn down again. When they rebuilt it, they added the saloon, and they brought the bar back from the Pony Saloon in Tombstone here, so it's somewhat of a historic bar. Now, the Grand is the only hotel where I have heard stories of people running out in the middle of the night never to return.
Really?
Because of the paranormal activity. In the 1980s, they renovated the building and they closed it down to all their guests. The only people allowed in were the construction workers and the owners. So when one of the construction workers saw a woman walk up the center staircase and turn into the Victorian room, which is on the top floor all the way to the left, he went in to follow her, to explain to her that nobody was allowed in the building. And guess what he found when he walked into the room?
Nothing.
Very good. Nothing was there.
It's not my first rodeo.
So we went to the owner, described this woman he saw to the owner. The owner said, that's nothing, that's just our lady ghost. The lady ghost is the most active ghost in the hotel portion of the building. She has been known to peer over people while they are sleeping, so guests will wake up and her face will be right in their face. To tug on people's ankles while they sleep, to open doors, close doors, turn on lights, turn off lights. After housekeeping puts out fresh towels, she's been known to take them off the towel racks, put them in a pile in the middle of the floor, and to take the chairs that are in the rooms and place them on top of the beds. My theory is that she wants to vacuum. It's the only thing I can think of. Second most active ghost is Jeremiah. The story behind Jeremiah is that he was playing a game of poker in the saloon. He was cheating, somebody knew he was cheating, and they shot him in the back of the head. Now, Jeremiah's ghost is a bit naughty. He likes to haunt the ladies' restroom. He will bang on stall doors and turn over trash cans to make his presence known. He will also haunt the bartenders after everybody has left and they're alone by themselves cleaning up for the night. There's a story of one bartender. It was his first night closing by himself. He got everyone out of the bar, locked the door, went to go use the ladies' room because the men's room had already been cleaned up. While in the ladies' room, he hears his bar full of people as if a huge party had just walked in. So he thought he might not have locked the door correctly. So he finished his business, went out to the bar to shoo everybody away, and when he got there,
Nothing.
exactly. So he was a little scared, decided to pour himself a drink, and he was sitting at one of the tables, drinking his beer, counting out his tips. He looked up and he saw Jeremiah walk from the men's room across the hallway to the ladies' room. So he spilled out the rest of his drink. He said, I'm out of here. Another bartender, it was her first night closing by herself. She got everyone out of the bar, locked the door, went to go use the ladies' room. While in the ladies' room, the lights turned off. At the time, the only way to turn off the lights in the ladies' room was by going through 2 locked doors, and you had to turn off a circuit breaker. So she got scared, finished her business, went behind the bar to start cleaning glasses when she felt Jeremiah massaging her back. My type of ghost. Another bartender cleaned up, locked up, made it to this parking lot where his car was parked when he realized he left something inside, so he went back to go get it. He unlocked the door, opened it, turned on the lights when Jeremiah said from behind him, "We are closed." So he turned off the lights, relocked the door, and he quit the next morning.
Wow.
Yeah, and we're gonna head up the street.
So they go through a lot of bartenders here, huh?
Apparently, yes. One of our tour guides is actually an ex-bartender from the ground.
The
Yes.
bottom right corner is still this open bar or
Yes,
bar?
the bottom right where it says booze, beds, and food, that's the bar.
And it's just, and then this next section over is...
That's the bar as
That's
well.
the bar.
And then the hotel
That's
is upstairs and downstairs on this side, and then it
Okay.
goes back. Okay, so we're going to be talking about this white brick building across the street. Do you guys remember our story about the Miners and Merchants Bank?
Yes.
And I said the story is to be continued. This is the continuation of that story, part 2. So the owner downsized, moved his business where the little Pac-Man is, and there was a room in the back that he turned into his office. And after he would close for the day, he'd go into his office, do his paperwork, count his money, and he began to hear little footsteps coming from those stairs. Now he thought a child was playing on them. So he came to the door to shoo them away, and when he got there,
Nothing.
exactly. So he went back into his office, continued doing his work, began to hear these footsteps again. Came to the door, nobody was there. This began happening night after night after night, so he decided to research that building. And what he found out was that that entire white brick building, it used to be the Mitchell family mortuary. His office in the back, that was one of the embalming rooms. Yeah. So he packed up and moved to Las Vegas. And an artist moved into that space, and the artist's assistant found me one day and said, "Renee, I hear the gallery is on the ghost tour." And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Do the hauntings have anything to do with footsteps?" And I said, "Yes." She said she was in there working late one night, heard footsteps, could not tell where they were coming from. That artist packed up and moved out. Another artist moved in. Her name was Barbara. One night, Barbara was in her gallery getting it ready for its grand opening. It was midnight. She decided she was going to go home. She got in her car, started to drive up the street, slowed down in front of her gallery to admire it, and as she did, she noticed a little girl sitting on those steps. As she drove past, the little girl disappeared into thin air. Now the Mitchell family, whose funeral home that was, they used to live upstairs, and if you look, there is no upstairs. And that's because it burnt down in a fire. And their 7-year-old daughter died in the fire. And many of the locals believe that it's her ghost which haunts what used to be the entrance to the family's funeral home.
Oh, wow.
Barbara packed up and moved out. And Aviva moved in. And when Aviva moved in, I decided that I was going to come down here and warn her about this little girl ghost. And she got so excited, she started to talk to some of the locals, found out that the little girl ghost likes to play with toys, especially bouncy balls. So every night before she would lock up, she would hide a ball for the ghost to play with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I have more photos to show you. So.
Now, has the ball ever been known to move?
Yes.
Or, yes. Okay.
Yes. So that's the location, I would say the second location that gets the most paranormal photos on our tour.
Oh.
So this photo was taken, you can see it. She was in the window. We believe that to be Mr. Mitchell. You can see his head, his nose, he's kind of balding, has a goatee. And that was taken in the door. And then this was taken when you could see straight back into the office. It looks like a little child climbing on the back desk. Yeah. Kind of crazy, huh?
It is crazy.
Yeah.
But if somebody had it and they weren't told that this was going on, or so it's not like it was in their head, independently reported and.
No. Yeah.
So is the last person that moved in is still in here?
So Aviva moved out and Barbara moved in, and she owns the cheese shop now. So she claims that some stuff happens. I always tell my guests to stop in during her business hours, buy some cheese, buy some wine, and she might tell you some ghost stories.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Well, okay, here we go. Me driving again. Sorry. Getting smacked in the face. Wait, let's not jump to conclusions. Okay, we're stopped. So, welcome to the Copper Queen Hotel. It was built by the Phillips Dodge Corporation to give their executives a nice place to stay when they came to Bisbee. Famous people who are believed to have stayed here include John Wayne, General Pershing, Teddy Roosevelt, Lee Marvin, Fatty Arbuckle, Charlie Chaplin, Harry Houdini, Julia Roberts, Keith Sutherland, Senator McCain, Oliver North, William Shatner, Stephen King, and my personal favorite, no, I do not know which room. It is the most asked question on the tour, which room. I do not know. Johnny Depp. We have been told that the Copper Queen has 16 entities which haunt its halls. I can do an entire tour just of the Queen, so I'm just going to tell you the most active 3. Okay? These are the 3 that are seen and photographed the most. First ghost, we refer to him as the smoking man. When people see him, he's wearing a top hat and a cape. He has gray stringy hair and a gray beard. He's always seen holding his cigar. Most of the time, people do not see him, they smell him. They smell his cigar smoke with through the rooms or down the hallways for no apparent reason. He favors the 3rd and 4th floors. 4th floor because that's where the upstairs manager's office used to be, and we believe he was a bookkeeper here, and he's up there trying to watch them do their work. And the 3rd floor because that's where the upstairs smoking balcony used to be. That's where he would hang out with his buddies, drinking scotch, talking politics, smoking cigars. Though he is seen and smelled on all floors of the building. Second ghost is Billy. Billy was a little boy. People say between 5 and 7 years old. They believe he drowned in the San Pedro River, that his mother worked here, and that's why he came back to the building. His ghost has been seen jumping up and down on the couch in the lobby. He's also heard and seen running up and down the hallways, laughing, skipping, running, jumping, doing whatever little boys do. When I have guests that are staying here, I always tell them to leave out their trinkets for Billy. Keys, cell phones, coins, toys, anything a child would like to play with. Billy has been known to pick these objects up, kind of look at them, and put them back in a place different than where the guests left them. He also likes candy. There's numerous stories of guests leaving out candy overnight. In the morning, the candy is missing, but the wrappers are there for them to throw away. He's also heard crying when people run their showers or bathtubs because he does not like the water, because he drowned.
Sure.
Yeah. And the most famous ghost here in Bisbee is probably the most active ghost here at the Queen. It is that of Julia Lowell. Julia was a lady of the evening who, for some unknown reason, was living here. Some people say her father might have been the manager and he wanted her under his roof rather than on the bridge.
I see.
So yes, she fell in love with one of her suitors, who happened to be a married man. She confessed her love to him, and he scorned her, told her he wanted nothing to do with her. He did not love her. He loved his wife, was not going to leave his wife for a prostitute. Julia's overreaction to this was killing herself. They believe she hung herself up on the 3rd floor. Yeah. Now, Julia's ghost really likes it when men stay here. She's been known to get into bed with these men, to whisper in their ears while they sleep, take the covers off their feet, tickle their toes, and to do a seductive dance at the edge of their beds.
Wow.
Yeah. She's also been seen on the main staircase wearing lingerie and holding a bottle. Yeah. Coolest thing about the Copper Queen is that in their front desk display, they keep a ghost journal, and this is a book where they invite their guests who have any kind of paranormal experiences to write them down so that the hotel can keep a record of it.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So do you want to go inside?
Sure, yeah,
All right,
let's do
let's
that.
go. So the ceiling in the palm room used to be stained glass.
I bet that was spectacular.
I know. And I'll show you where Julia's room was if you guys don't mind going up one more set of stairs.
Why not? We're here.
What goes up must come down. The story is that this was her room
Okay.
because, let's hope an alarm doesn't go off.
Oh, access for her friends.
Yes, her gentleman callers
I see.
would come up the back way.
Because you wouldn't want to be seen entering the front.
And this was such a prestigious hotel at the time that it wasn't proper at all for a prostitute to be working here. So she would have to bring them up the back way. So that's why they believe this was her room, and they do believe that she hung herself right here. Yeah. I don't know if you guys want to go up another floor, but Billy's room is right above us.
So Billy lived up here somewhere?
So, well, they believe this was, this is the room that gets the most Billy
Action?
yes.
Ah, okay.
So they dedicated this room to him for 12.
Now, does any, you mentioned the wet, for the swimmer, the drowning, do you ever see anything like he's dripping water?
Oh, that's creepy.
Wouldn't
no,
it be?
I've never
No?
heard anything like that. I have only heard that his mother worked here and that's why he came back to the building because he wanted to be near his mom. Yeah, it is sad.
Yeah.
So, but this is the room that they dedicated to Billy.
And I take it at this or hotel, you could say, I'd like Billy's room.
Yes, absolutely. And
And probably
it's one of the
more.
first ones to book up.
Billy's.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, and then Julia's, yeah.
What about John Wayne's room?
John Wayne's room
Do we
as
know
well.
where? Oh, so they know where they.
Yes,
all the
he's
rooms?
he's down on the 2nd floor. Yeah, and we have a little entry room. She was an actress. And in vaudeville, and so they dedicated. She stayed here, and so they dedicated a room to her as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we had a Harry Houdini room on the 2nd floor.
Now, that should be where stuff happened.
I know.
He was into all kinds of weird stuff.
Here's the Lily Langtree room. Yeah, so Lily Langtree.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of history here. So this is normally, this is the last stop on the tour.
Yep, this is it. Yeah.
And then, so again, you operate all year round, 7 days a week.
7 days a week. We offer the Old Bisbee Ghost Tour and the Bisbee After Dark Tour, which is the one I took you on, 7 nights a week. The Haunted Pub Crawl takes place on Friday and Saturday nights. And the Paranormal Experience Tour, where we use ghost hunting equipment and we get to go inside a bonus building, that takes place once a month.
Once a month.
Yeah.
And all these are available online?
Yes, on our website.
Okay.
Though, if they do the reservation online, they do save a couple dollars per ticket.
So, and what is, I know these prices can change,
Yeah.
but roughly what's,
So the Old Bisbee Ghost Tour, the walking tour, is about $20 a person. The Bisbee After Dark Tour is $45. The Haunted Pub Crawl is a really good question. It's $40, I think.
40 plus all the libations of the way, right?
Well, we provide one and they provide the rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Very
Yeah.
cool.
And the Bisbee After Dark Tour, or not Bisbee After Dark, the Paranormal Experience Tour, the ghost hunting equipment, that is $45.
all reasonable,
Yeah, yeah. Well, we
reasonable
want
fun prices.
people to be able to afford to do it
Yeah.
with their families and not break the bank.
Yeah.
And be able to do other stuff in town, like the mine tour, or the Bisbee Seance room, or, you know, whatever it is they want to do.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of information, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.